Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to BBallBreakdown. If you haven't checked out our new website yet, we've got some of the best minds out there analyzing the NBA. Like Seth Partnow's breakdown of the Cavaliers' defense and Matthew Way's insight into their offense. Plus, a new weekly segment called Run That Back over at Triangle Offense, where we pick the top 5 highlights of the week, but actually explain how those highlights happened. Now, let's take a look into the last 2 minutes of the Bucks' win over the Grizzlies. This young Bucks team has some serious talent, and I know I'm as curious as you are to see if new coach Jason Kidd can mold them into a team with a solid fundamental foundation. With the Bucks down 1, they run a simple high screen and roll with 3 flat. Without any movement from the bottom 3 players, if Conley can contain the ball handler, which he does, the rest of the defense is already in position to defend their man and the paint. While deep penetration is made, it's an easy steal for Gasol. The Grizzlies come down and run an exhausted version of Horns with a double ball screen and then a look at high-low action. I'm not sure why Z-Bo didn't seal the smaller guard on his back for the layup, and here's the decision Mark has to make. Take a contested 17-footer or pass for a wide-open 20-footer from Prince. I don't really mind the decision, but it is Tayshaun Prince shooting, and the result was predictable. The bigger issue is on the rebound. 4 Bucks are in the paint, yet once Mayo dribbles out, the Bucks have an immediate 4-on-3 fast break. While they missed the layup, the Bucks have now come down and gotten into the lane twice. The Grizzlies run Horns again, and poor execution of the first pick and roll, even if it was just misdirection. And here, I would think they'd set an inside screen and roll so Conley can attack with his left hand. Instead, they make it a sideline screen with a man already in that corner. His defender can get in the way easily. But they do get a pick and pop. No high-low action from Z-Bo, which he could have done easily on the left side of the lane, and this time Gasol takes the wide-open 18-footer. This triggers yet another fast break, and while the Bucks are struggling to finish, the Grizzlies are just getting long twos, and the Bucks are getting shots in the lane. This call does get reversed, and Memphis is in good shape, up by 1 with 15 seconds left. I love the full court press here. Remember, the Grizzlies are probably playing not to lose, so they just want to hang on to the ball and not be aggressive. If they don't get a steal, then they're going to foul. Mike Conley steps up to the line, and normally is very reliable, but he promptly misses the first free throw. And here's where we got into a spirited debate on Twitter this morning. While the numbers people will say it's always better to shoot a 3 for the win rather than a 2 for the tie, I say it's more nuanced. Jacking up a 3 for the sake of shooting a 3 is not a good shot and a recipe for losing. While the Bucks have some good 3-point shooters out there in Middleton, Dudley, and Mayo, they're only beneficial to you if you design a good play to get that 3. Remember, the defense can't foul, so if you attack the basket, you're putting them in a precarious position. Also, a pass coming from the basket to a 3 is always a better shot because the shooter is already squared up to the basket. So let's look at what Jason Kidd drew up. Middleton wraps around the stack as misdirection, and this becomes an elevator screen for Knight. I like this because it gets Knight open to receive the pass. Here's where it gets interesting. What Knight told us after the game. The main thing was looking for OJ Mayo coming off the second side, misdirection, Jared Dudley coming across the first side. Like we've always said, if you want a shooter to get open, have him set a screen first. Problem is, it wasn't a good angle on Dudley's cut, so Mayo couldn't make contact, and as a result, Courtney Lee smothers it. Once that happens, it's anything goes. Watch this perfect footwork from Brandon Knight. Gasol is worried he'll take the 3, and Knight simulates a 1-2 step by planting the right, then tapping the left foot down. He then lifts the left foot back up and explodes to the hoop. I know Tony Allen is worried about Middleton in the corner, but this is his help. The ball is always most important on the drive. You still have a chance to rotate if you force another pass, but instead Lee helps one pass away, and Knight gets the and one finish for the lead. Memphis is in decent position though. They line up in a box and run flex action for Conley to get open. Sanders gets around that first screen nicely, and Knight plays this great. He sprints around, then gets on the high side to take away the pass, forcing a timeout. Different alignment by Coach Yeager and a simple screen for Gasol, then Gasol down screens for Conley. With Z-Bo and Gasol on the team and only down 1, I'm a little surprised they wouldn't run something to get a pass immediately down low. Instead, they run a pin down for Lee, and they do get an open three, but it's not even close, and the Bucks hand the Grizzlies their first loss of the young season.